Hello everyone. As we all know that every 2 seconds someone needs blood, but hospitals struggle with predictive inventory management, resulting in dangerous shortages and severe wastage. This AI driven blood data management or blood bank decision support platform was motivated by the need to bridge the gap between the demand and the supply, to bridge the gap between the donors and the patients. It uses algorithms and agents to focus demand, match donors and recipients, prevent life threatening delays. Let's have a walkthrough. This is the dashboard of our AI powered intelligent blood bank decision support platform. As you can see, this is the live data that is present in our inventory as well as this application itself. This is a little motivation note on what motivated to create this particular project. The gap that you see is quite huge, and this is a small effort to bring in some change. This is the operational analytics data inventory by blood group. This is the system overview. You can see a small section of MCP server status. It's just a placeholder that we've kept. This is the AI insights. So what it is showing, please check that it's showing low stock detected in 3 facilities, 37 emergency requests pending, and then how many blood units are going to expire. So keeping in mind whatever we have in inventory, all the blood units that are going to expire, keeping in hand the pending requests as well. This is the AI recommendation to initiate urgent donor notification campaign for O negative blood group. It's suggesting to create a campaign for O negative. So these are the low inventory alerts. These are the facilities where minimum 5 was the threshold but 0 units left for this many blood groups. So it created inventory alerts. This is the look of our dashboard. Next, let's go to the inventory section. This is our search inventory where a user can come and search for a blood group that is required. It can be searched by the facility name as well. Just to give you a highlight that all the data that is being used in this application is based in and around the city of Kolkata, West Bengal, India. So here we are searching with the facility name that we have in Kolkata. Let's search. So we are searching the inventory and we note that though we have searched for A positive, it is showing A positive and O positive results as well. Why? Because we have allowed substitutes. Once we eliminate this and search the inventory, it will only show the expected outcome, which is what we are requiring. We are searching A positive blood group in SSKM. It is showing that there are 42 units available in SSKM. So the user who is searching for has the result, has the answer to their query, and can go and fetch. This is the section for showing expiry and low stock data, where we are showing all the facilities where a particular blood group are having units below the minimum threshold. So if the minimum threshold is fine, they're having 0 units, so it is quite critical. This stock status is again deduced via AI, and this is how our table looks for low stock alerts. Next, we have the expiry warnings. So, whenever a blood is collected, that particular blood bag needs to be used within a certain time frame. If it is not used, then that blood goes to wastage and cannot be used. So here what we are showing is all the facility with all the blood group who are nearing expiry date. Like this, in this facility 28 available units are nearing expiry date. Here what we are showing is 150 are expiring today, 10 are expiring within 3 days, and 17 within 7 days. So the basic concept is whenever a blood request comes in, the blood that is released is the one which is nearing the expiry, so that we always have some time to stock the freshly collected blood. Now let's go to the donor section. Here, this is the donor management page where we are seeing this many other registered donors. These are in the recovery period. This many are temporarily deferred. By saying temporarily deferred, it means that suppose someone has their blood pressure high and that person cannot donate blood now. It will fail the eligibility check, but they are temporarily deferred. Like after some time, whenever they come in, they'll be checked, and again if they're eligible, then they'll be able to give the blood. So this is the how the dashboard looks. These are the donors, and check the eligibility status, recovery period available for donation. So what is recovery period? Recovery period is basically when the donor has donated the blood and within the 3 months time period, the donor cannot donate the blood. So within that period is known as the recovery period for the donor, registered donor. Now let's check and register a donor. I'm just keeping it simple, not giving the address. Let me register the donor. So what we can see is donor successfully registered and is awaiting clinical assessment. Let's go to the clinical assessment now. So as you can see here that we have already added this particular person and it's awaiting clinical assessment. Let me select the donor to assess. Now the age, weight, hemoglobin, this is the BP measurement, pulse, everything seems fine. Let's check the donor eligibility. So once we check the eligibility, it shows eligible because there is no risk factors associated. Now, for example, I change this to this and let me do a recent tattoo piercing. Let me again evaluate the eligibility. So see, now it is showing as deferred. Why? Because due to low hemoglobin and the medical history that I'm having. So let me just remove it and revert it back to what it was. Checking the eligibility, eligible, I'm approving the recommendation. This is AI recommendation, AI eligibility check, and I'm approving it. It has updated the status to eligible. Where can I check? If I come here and want to check this, whether the user has become eligible or not, yeah, this is the one, it is showing as eligible. Okay, now after the clinical assessment, the user who is eligible is when has gone to the eligible pool. So from the eligible pool also, if I search, I'll be able to see eligible 507. So now let's record a donation for 507. Donation is recorded. Once it is recorded, it will be removed from the eligible pool, but it will go to the recovery period. So user has already went to the recovery period. So this is basically the life cycle of donor. Now let's go to the patients. So this is the patient management overview where you can see these are the total number of patients, critical ones, pending blood requests, and these are the patients who are associated with these facilities. Active blood requests open, the priority based on what the condition is of the patient, reduced by AI. Now let's go to the patient lists. This is the status. So here you can filter by blood group, filter by hospital, and check how many are pending requests with blood collection. Now let's go to the patient details. Suppose this is the patient details and AI recommendation. For example, if this is the patient detail and I want to know that what is the AI recommendation for this particular user, then as you can see, this is the AI decision support. What it is saying is that this is the blood units, this is the assigned priority, the patient requires immediate clinical intervention due to thalassemia. The immediate transfusion is clinically recommended to stabilize the patient's high hemodynamic status. This is the blood availability. What it is also suggesting is that additional units needs to be sourced, because they know that the AI knows that this is a thalassemia patient which needs who needs blood every now and then. So that is why it is suggesting that recommended facility, this is the recommended facility because this facility can respond quickly. It has been selected as a primary dispatch location. Why it is mentioning this? Nearby eligible donors should be notified if active inventory falls below the emergency threshold. This is not triggered because this has the data. Sorry, this has the blood. A request. This particular hospital has the capability to mitigate the blood request that has been asked. So that is why it is not asking for notifying the other donors. Now let me select one of the donor from here. Suppose I am selecting this patient details from here, and this patient's, let me request blood for this particular patient. This patient has not yet requested blood. Okay, as you can see, this pay for this patient, the priority has become critical immediate and the status is pending. Now let's go to the blood requests. As you can see, this is Ahuna Banerjee. We have the request ID 206, which we added right now, the blood request that we added. And this is the blood request and allocation dashboard. Here it is pending. This is the managed request session where we can mark partially fulfilled as well or mark fulfilled as well. So what does it mean by partially fulfilled? Suppose the user is requesting for 10 units of blood in this particular facility, but it has only 2 units of blood. So 2 units of blood will be dispatched and the status will be marked as mark partially fulfilled. Here only requesting 1 units of blood, and AI knows that already this particular facility has uh, more than 1 unit of blood, so it will mark fulfilled. So once it is marked fulfilled, you see the stage has become fulfillment, has come to fulfillment, and here also the current status has become fulfilled. All these are done through AI itself. Now going to the emergency section. This is a quite interesting section. This is AI powered disaster blood coordination and emergency dispatch. So, what it basically does is if in and around Kolkata there is any severe incident that happened, for that particular day, or any active incident that are still there which are in dire need of blood, then it will be showing here. So this is basically the mass transit accident that happened, that is being shown over here. Blood requirement is 150 units and priority is immediate. So this is our coordination map, which will live show the blood availability nearby places where the accident happened. So this is our incident zone which happened, the black dot. And now we'll be searching for blood all over. A positive blood, if we do, it will show where we are getting A positive blood. B positive blood, in which areas, in which hospitals we can get. It will show the name, show the number of units present of B positive. And this color indicates partially available. Suppose 150 units, so it does not have 150 units. As you can see, it has 147 units, so it's partially available. Here 161 units, so it's ready for dispatch. Either we can, like a user who is in need to check all the live emergency blood availability, can check from here, like just nearby the incident place, user can come and check, and it will be really helpful. And these are the nearby facilities. It is also showing that how many kilometers from here and how many units are there. It will also clearly show over here, so that the user can use the dispatch or reserve blood for this critical incident. This is the live allocation dashboard. How many are already allocated, how many are dispatched, how many are remaining, all will be there. And here what our AI operations report is saying, that notified 24 eligible B positive donors within 10 kilometer. So there are 24 eligible from our donor list. Whatever is the coordination of the incident that happened nearby, there are 24 donors that is being like searched and found out by the AI agent, and it is showing that 24 eligible B positive donors are there within 10 kilometers. Notify them, that is the recommendation. Now let's move on to our another part, which is the AI assistant. Now what it does is, suppose this is the interaction where we are interacting with our special healthcare AI agents. So what it says, hello, I am BloodLink AI Copilot, and how can I assist you today? I can help with coordinate inventory searches, donor eligibility, prior triages, and emergency dispatched. Now, what I've entered is, we have a massive hemorrhage patient requiring O negative blood at Central Hospital. So, what it says, that based on this request, it is priority is immediate tier 1, priority based on condition massive hemorrhage, immediate transfusion of clinically recommended to stabilize the patient's hemodynamic status, blood availability found 1 units of O negative blood is already found. Recommended facilities, where is it found? Because this facility can respond quickly, it is within the distance, it can respond quickly. That is why it has been selected as the primary dispatch location. Dispatch recommendation, dispatch blood immediately from Central Hospital, ensure transport protocols maintain proper temperature control. Donor mobilization not triggered, because already is present in the Central Hospital. If not, then if active inventory falls below the emergency threshold, then it should notify. Without rapid blood replacement, the patient is at severe risk of shock, multi organ failure, cardiac arrest, and death. That is why it is immediate action plan. These are the immediate action plan. Now, this is the analytics. This is the inventory metrics, donor blood group distribution metrics, donor trains by city. I have taken into consideration two only cities from Kolkata, so that is why it is showing. This is the monthly donation volume, requests and emergencies, and operational and AI metrics. So, as a whole, this is what our AI powered intelligent blood bank decision support platform offers: a clear visualization of live inventory support, the donor life cycle, you can see the patient support, you can see the recommendation, AI recommendation by for the patient, the blood request, criticality assessment, management of blood requests, the emergency responder, as well as the AI assistant that we have. This is basically uh, what we have to offer. Thank you. I hope this project will do good to our society. Ending on a good note. Thank you.